All right, in this segment of my keynote for young drivers, keynote on distracted driving, where we have been focusing on the perils of texting while driving, and where we've just spoken at length about the kind of culture that's enveloped us and that drives this, why we have this kind of almost irresistible urge to divert our eyes from the road and look down when that notice comes in that we've got a new text or an email, and the obvious dangers surrounding it when we're driving a 3,000 plus pound vehicle, usually at over 30 miles per hour. How fast something horrible can happen and injure or maim us or others. And importantly, how we would feel and the ramifications for our lives if something like that were to happen. In this segment, though, I really want to talk a little bit to the parents and older siblings and talk about how our behavior is the model that our prospective and new drivers see. And one of the things that's so concerning to many of us in this field, and the research validates this, is how many older and more experienced drivers are texting and looking at email while driving and engaging in other distracting behaviors. And we've all seen it. The other day, I happened to be driving down interstate highway near Philadelphia, 76, known as the Schuylkill Expressway, and a car to my right suddenly started moving over into my lane, and I looked as I honked on the horn to notify them they were getting into my lane, and a blonde woman, probably in her 30s, suddenly jerked her head up and, horrified, turned the wheel rather sharply and almost went off the road on the other side of the road on the Schuylkill into the shoulder. And she had been texting. And we all see this kind of behavior on a regular basis, unfortunately. And so it's critical for us as adults and parents and uncles and aunts, and also those of us who are older siblings and have prospective and new young drivers in the car, to model the appropriate behavior. It's every bit as important that we don't engage in this behavior from a safety standpoint as less experienced drivers, and it's particularly important that we don't model disastrous behavior for them. I'm not going to belabor it. I could ask the question, as I usually do, who in this room has ever, while driving, looked down at their phone, their smartphone, to see the source of an incoming text or an email? And it's usually 100%. So it is really critical that we, as more experienced drivers, as adults, as parents, aunts, uncles, and so forth, model the appropriate behavior in terms of this critical behavior for our younger people.